How's everybody doing? Today is January the 27th as we go into the last week of January, and thru hikers start picking up in that first week of February. Just want to give you an update on the trail conditions today and this next week. And I'm at Gooch Gap and gonna head south toward the shelter. Things have dried out just a little bit. We'll see what the trail looks like, but it is let's see, the humidity was 53% right now, and the temperature right now is about 34 up here. And today I think the high is supposed to be 43 with a low of 25 tonight. So it'll still be kind of crisp out here. And the next week I'll try to put a snapshot of the forecast for the next week out of Suches. That'll give you a better idea of what it's going to be like in this section of the beginning parts in Georgia, because the Liga forecast, that's a lower elevation, so the temps won't be as close as what you'll see in Suches. And we'll see what things look like out on the trail. Should be pretty nice because we got bluebird skies today, and we've had sun over the last day or two, so it should be, the pathway itself should be drying out a little bit from all the rain we had earlier in the week. See you down the trail. This is the remnants of one of the original shelters. It's really close here to Gooch Gap. You can see just the concrete foundations that remain and the little metal cap plate they used. And it's probably, gosh, a couple hundred yards from the road here at Gooch Gap, and it is right off the trail. And I always wondered where the water source would have been for this shelter, because it's quite a ways if you walk down the hill down that direction to where one of the springs might be, or I know there's a creek, but it's a good ways down there. So this would have been a little more of a challenge to load up with water when they first put the shelter up as one of the original shelters. So far you can see even on our stairs, these usually get a little bit of mud, particularly in this area right here. The water will kind of stand there, and things have drained and dried up enough that those are looking pretty good. So another couple days of dry weather and it'll be in pretty good shape. While we're down here, we'll check out the shelter and see how the water flow is doing today. And there's our blue blaze right over there. Bear cables all look like they're in pretty good shape, and bear box is still doing good with all its patches. And we'll come over and check out the shelter. And I think it's obvious, but we're at Gooch Shelter. And I've only met one person on the trail going northbound today that left the shelter and said he stayed here last night. And it looks like everybody did, of course, head on out of here. It's always the odd shirt that's left if you need some other clothes. But things look good. Everybody's keeping it in good shape down here. Broom's in place right over there. And the fire pit is looking good. Thanks everybody for not putting trash in there. There was one piece. I'll take that with me. Now we'll check out the water supply. I think that pretty much says it. We've got good water flow here at Gooch Shelter, and even though the pipe got kind of moved around over the summer, it seems to be working pretty good. That little ledge area right there, yeah, I think you can get your water bottles and and saw your bags, things like that underneath there. But really nice deep pool here, and with the rain this last week, there should be plenty. But you can see there's still some ice spewing up through the ground, and tonight it's going to get cold. So I think this next little time frame, the water should be really good here. You can see it coming out of the spring right there, and it's a nice flow. So no problems on water. And then if of course you came from the creek below here, should be plenty there too. So last thing to look at is the preview and let you know the status of that looks really good, and people are being kind and keeping things nice and tidy in here as well. Well, as always, it is brisk here at Woody Gap, and as the wind comes up from the southwest right there, heading north to northeast, it always kind of wakes you up with that wind. And like you saw back at Gooch Gap, it's still hovering around 35, 36 in the car. And I know a lot of people will either get off trail to catch a shuttle here, or head to town, or meet somebody for resupply. So definitely pull out your puffy once you get here. And hope this was helpful with a trail condition update for this week for those people starting in the next week or two in the beginning of the trail here in Georgia. And also you may want to head on over to Ramdino's YouTube pages, videos. He does a great job giving you updates with everything going on, especially for those starting on your AT journey. Everybody have a great week, be safe and be careful, and happy trails.